Let's do this. Okay, that's been really looking better. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the live. We are here on this Wednesday morning. We are going to be continuing the reading of our. We're going to continue the reading of our book here, the Bible. Yeah, we're going to continue reading. Yesterday we wrapped up to Numbers chapter 30, and today we are going to start with, we're going to do 31 and 32. My eyes a little bit red, but anyway, and I want to welcome you all. If you are new to my channel, a very special welcome to you. And if you are a returning traveler, I want to say thank you for your continued support. Now this morning as we begin the reading of Numbers chapters 31 and 32, I want to just do a little recap. Those of you who were with us during this week, we were reading the other books of Numbers, several other books of Numbers, and we learned quite a few things. We spoke about advocacy, standing up for yourself if you feel as though you are being isolated by the laws of society. You have that right, because we saw back in chapters, I think it was chapter 27, where Zelophehad's 5 daughters had to stand up to Moses and say, this is our problem. The laws do not include us, because the laws are so strict and so regimental about boys inheriting their father's inheritance. And our father is an exception, because he had no boys, only us 5 girls. So does that mean that whatever our father is supposed to get, what's going to happen to it? Are we not humans too? And so having brought that to Moses, Moses brought it to the Lord. And with that, the rules were changed. The laws were changed at that point to include girls getting the inheritance of their father. And so that was one of the lessons that we learned in that past chapter. And so today we are going to continue the reading. We are going to move right on into Numbers chapter 31. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel. Avenge the children of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. Hey, Sister Winsome, how are you doing? How are you doing, Sister Winsome? Good to see you, my darling. Good to see you. Get your Bible or your Google Bible, and let us read together. We are on Numbers chapter 31. Let's begin again. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And we know what it means when the Bible says you shall be gathered unto your people. It means that your days have come to an end. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall he send to war. Remember now, Moses is on his final leg of his life's journey right now at this point in the book. Remember, before in the previous chapter, the Lord had made Moses aware that his time was coming to an end. He was going to be gathered amongst his people, meaning that his days are coming to an end. And so he said to Moses, you must appoint somebody to take over for you, because you cannot die and leave the children of Israel like sheep without a shepherd. Overton, how are you doing, my darling? How are you doing? Good to see you. And so Moses appointed Joshua. So now he was supposed to teach Joshua his ways. And just like how, a priest would sort of intern a new priest and, show them the ropes. So Moses was supposed to be showing Joshua the ropes so that Joshua would be equipped to take over once Moses went on the other side. And so here now, the Lord was telling Moses that they should go to war and avenge the Midianites. And that's what they're about to do here in verse 3. Let's read verse 3 again. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall he send to the war. So he says 1,000 from each tribe. So that's going to be 12,000 people. Because remember, there were 12 of them. So 1,000 from each tribe means he wants 12,000 people to go to war with the Midianites. So you see, they really do intent on, hey, Sister Teresa, how are you doing? They're really intent on taking over that entire swath of land. And they're not doing so peacefully. Because surely the people who own the land was not going to just throw up arms and say, okay, just take our land. So they are fighting. And their determination is to slaughter as many of the Midianites as they can. Julian is here. How are you doing, my darling? So good to see you. Welcome. Get your book Bibles or your Google Bible, guys. We are on to Numbers chapter 31. And don't forget also to hit the like button, guys. And don't forget that we are sharing. We are reading and sharing. So don't forget to, to stop me, to contribute something from the reading, ask a question, or share some information that you know right there in the chat, so we can all learn and grow together. Okay, we are on now. Let's read verse 4. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall he send to war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. I am doing great, my love. Thank you so much. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. Yard Foods is in the place. How are you doing, Yard Foods? They slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, Rechem, Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with a sword. So that's where Balaam died. Some of you call him Balaam. That was the same man who was on the donkey. Remember we had read before, he was on the donkey and he was told not to go with Balak, but he went anyway. Yeah. And he was slain in the war between the Israelites and the Midianites. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. But you all remember, do you all remember back in Genesis where the Israelites, let me see what this up on. I can't answer that now because I can't mute for answer. Do you all remember back in Genesis when Dinah was assaulted by Shechem? Do you all remember that the Israelites had slain all the men in that place and took their women and children? So this is now their pattern of behavior. Didn't they take these women with them on their journey to Egypt? So the children of Israel at this point are not just solely descendants of Abraham and Isaac. They have the Shechem women that they had taken with them when they slew all the men over there after the guy had fornicated with Dinah. And here they are in Midian again, doing just about the same thing. All right? The men seems to be like, the men are, because they are stronger, they are the ones to be feared. So once they have removed the men out of the society, then they have the women who are the women and children. You know, my mind runs a lot, right, guys? And it makes me wonder if historically this is where this modern society took cues from when they started this rampant, wanton incarceration of the black man in our society. The more black men they have in prison, the weaker our society becomes, because we have no men to fight for us. We have no men to stand up for us. You know, and by them going to prison, they are weakened. They are humiliated. They do not feel the same, have the same empowerment like they had before. You know, nothing happens in this society that happens just by chance. You know that, right? Yeah. Everything is carefully. Yeah. So even then, you see, when they remove the men from these societies, this ensure that the society is weakened, because the men are supposed to be the strength and the backbone for the women and the children. But without men, the women are bound to fail without the men. That is supposed to be the strength. Make sense? Well, it makes sense to me. Let us continue. We are going to read verse 9 again. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their godly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoils unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp of the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet them without the camp. That means, when they use without, it means outside of the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter among the congregation of the Lord. Every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him. This again brings home to us, guys, that a lot of things that's being said in the Bible would not be relevant for today, because this order right here that Moses is giving to say to slay all the boys, because you know the boys are going to grow up to be men, to say slay all the boys and slay all the women who have had relations with the men, with a Midian man. So if the woman is no longer a virgin, that means she was the wife of a Midian man. So he's saying, slay her as well. Slay all of them. Is that some kind of a purification act where once you slay her, it means that the chances that she might be pregnant and might give birth to a boy, you have taken that away, and you are slaying now all the boys to further weaken the society as they take the children captive. We wouldn't ascribe to that today. If someone was supposed to rise up and say, slay all the men in your community, would you ascribe to that? No. You would say something is wrong. This is crazy. So you see, it does not apply to us now. But back then, it was like the norm for them. This slaying and all this bloodletting seemed like it was the norm. Not seemed like, but it was the norm to them. Because that was their way of punishing anybody and everybody. You get slain, you get slain, you get slain, everybody gets slain. Verse 17 says, Now therefore, I'm going to use the word slay. AG, good morning, my brother. How you doing? Good to see you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, we are going to read verse 17 again. Now therefore, slay every male among the little ones, and slay every woman that hath known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days. So he's telling them to stay outside of the camp for 7 days. Whosoever hath slayed any person, and whosoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. Remember in chapter 28, I believe it was, where it said that once you had touched a dead body, you needed a purification on the day. You would be considered clean. Now here he's telling the men who are coming from the battle of Midian to say, you are going to slay all these people before you can enter back into the camp of the Israelites. So you're going to slay these people, and because you're going to slay them, meaning you're going to end up touching the dead bodies, then you must stay outside of the camp for 7 days while you purify yourself before you can enter. But when you enter, you are going to be entering with the females of the Midians that you have captured. The females that are young, the females that have not yet been married. The young females, but no male and no grown woman. No woman who has been married, which means that she has had relations with a man. Let us continue. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and all things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver, the brass, the iron, the tin, and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, he shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire, he shall make go through the water. So they were to purify all of their tools, or the gold, the brass, everything that they had was supposed to be ran through the fire. And if it was something that the fire would burn, would consume, then it's supposed to be cleansed with water. And he shall wash your clothes, and he shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and he shall be clean. And afterwards he shall come into the camp. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief father of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And Levi attribute unto the Lord, of the men of war which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. And you know, when they talk about the beeves, B-E-E-V-E-S, that's the plural of beef, which means the cows. Just to make sure that we are all on the same page. Verse 29. Take it of their half, and get it unto Eleazar the priest, for an heave offering of the Lord. And of the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50, of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 670,000 5,000 sheep. Wow. That was really a lot of sheep that they brought over from Midian. Verse 33 said, and 12,000 beeves. 3 scores is 60. 60 plus 12 is 72. So that's 72,000 beeves. Beeves are the cows. And 61, that's 61,000 asses. Guys, these people must have, I can imagine the massive land space that these people must have to have all of these animals. Can you imagine? 61,000 donkeys, 72,000 cows. Wow. And 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. That's a lot of people and a lot of animals right there they captured. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in number 307,000 and 35,000 sheep. Oh my God, I keep saying sheep. No wonder. Sheep, you all know what I'm talking about. It's just the plural concept that's in my head. Make me keep saying that. Verse 37, and the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 600 and 60 and 15. So that's 3 and 15 means 75. So that's 675. And the beeves were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 72. That means 3 and 12. That means that was 72. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 61. That's 61. So they are taking the Midianites and all the possessions of the Midianites. Remember, they have now burnt the city. So now they have taken the people. They have slain who they want to slay, and now they have all the animals. And they must give a portion to the Lord. A portion of these animals must be slain as offering to the Lord. And so that is what they are doing at this point. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. And of the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred. Now the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000, and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, and 30,000 asses, and 3,500 asses, and 30,500 asses, and 16,000 persons. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of men and of beasts, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands, and captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord, what every man hath gotten of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewelry, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord, of the captains of thousands and of the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation, for a memorial for the children of Israel before the Lord. So that's what happened in chapter 31 there. In chapter 31, Moses sent out 12,000 men from among the Israelites to go and capture Midian. And they went in, and their instructions were to make sure they slay every single man, take the women and the children. And when they took the women and the children, after they had burnt the city down, they had killed the 5 kings, they were leading back all these women and children and all these hundreds of thousands of animals, asses and goats and cows and you name it, and everything. They were leading them back over into Moab, where the Israelites had already captured. And Moses and Eliza went to meet them outside of the camp, meaning before they entered into the space of the Israelites, they went out and meet them. And that's where they got the orders to say, all these people you all are coming with, we don't need the women who had been married to the Midianite men. We don't need the women. So this is your responsibility before you can enter into the camp. You have got to slay all these women. Keep the virgins, keep the little ones who have not yet been defiled by men, by adult activities. They have not yet been defiled by adult activity. Keep those. But all the little boys, slay them. All the women, slay them. And because you're going to slay all these people and you're going to end up touching the dead bodies, our rule is that when you touch a dead body, you are unclean for 7 days. So you need to remain outside the camp, wash yourself clean, and on the 3rd day, and then on the 7th day, again, and that will proclaim you clean enough to re-enter into the camp. What I was looking for it to say is whether or not they were going to cleanse themselves with the ashes from the red heifer. Remember in a previous chapter we read where that was supposed to be the cleansing after they had touched a dead body. They were supposed to use the ashes from a red heifer that they had sacrificed. They were supposed to put hyssop with the ashes and use it to cleanse themselves after touching a dead body. And you will see why that is not relevant today, because people who are handling dead bodies are not cleansing themselves every 3 days. I mean, considering themselves to be unclean for 7 days after touching a dead body. They would always be unclean, because if they always have dead bodies in their parlor, they would always be unclean. So that right there is another instance where it's not relevant to our society, that if you touch a dead body, as a nurse, I would have lots of instances where I would be unclean for the number of dead bodies I've touched. So I didn't hear them. I assume that that's the kind of cleansing, because that was the rule for the Israelites at that time. Verse 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that, behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Hezbon, and Elile, and Shebam, and Nebu, and Beyon, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall he sit here? And wherefore discourage he the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? Thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up unto the valley unto the valley of Eshcol, and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Lord hath given them. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abram, and unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. Save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. And behold, he are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of the Lord towards Israel. For if he turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and he shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them unto their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities, because of the inhabitants of this land. We will not return unto our houses, until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side Jordan eastward. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he hath driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord, then afterwards he shall return, and the guiltless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. And be sure your sin will find you out. Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over every man armed for war before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So concerning them Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before the Lord, and the land shall be subdued before you, then he shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. So here, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben are asking Moses for permission to inherit these lands, because they say they have so much cattle that they need land for the cattle to graze. So they are asking Moses, but Moses is giving them, is reminding them about what happened. Angie is reminding them about what happened in earlier years when other Israelites had tried to leave the tribe, and how they had been consumed. They had vexed God, and God had allow them to wander in the wilderness, and by them wandering in the wilderness for the 40 years, the elders, some of them died. They died from whatever. Either they were slain or they died a natural death. They got old. They couldn't tarry because the journey was so long and treacherous. And so many of them died. And that was supposedly their punishment. But Joshua and Caleb were the only two who were saved. Angie, welcome into the live. We are going to continue on to verse 30. But if they will not pass over with your arms, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on them may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, the king of the Amorites. Remember, Sihon was the one who they had slaughtered and taken over his place. Now Moses is giving that land of Sihon. He is giving all of that kingdom to Gad's tribe and Reuben's tribe and Manasseh's tribe. And the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land which with the cities thereof in the coast, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon and Ataroth and Aroer and Athroth, Shophan and Jazer and Zogbeha and Bethmirah and Betharan, fenced cities and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon and Elileh and Kirjathaim and Nebo, the Baalmeon, their names being changed. Okay. And Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they built. So once they went in and they captured the city, they started to rebuild the city. They started to rename it as well, so that it would no longer be identified with the Moabs. It would now be identified with them, the new owners of the city. And the children of Mashir, the son of Manasseh. Mashir was the son of Manasseh. Manasseh was Joseph's son. And the children of Mashir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it and dispossessed the Amorites, which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Mashir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt there. And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Avoth Jair. So Mashir and Jair were brothers. Yeah, they were sons of Manasseh. And Nobah went and took Kenath and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name. And there ends the reading. Thank you, Angie. And there ends the reading of chapter 32 of the book of Numbers. What do we remember from those two chapters that we just read? Okay, so during these two chapters is where the Israelites are determined to take over all the lands the surrounding lands, you know, they have captured Moab. They have destroyed the city, burnt down, take the people, take the women, take the children. They have taken all the cattle, everything. And now they are leading them back to the Israelite camp. And that's when Moses and Eleazar went to meet them, saying, no. You can't come into the camp with all this animal and all these people. You got to do a cleansing before you come on over here. So you're going to slay all the grown women, keep the young girls, slay all the boys. Slay all the boys. We don't want these boys to grow up. I guess they are remembering Moses in Egypt, right? Because remember, Moses was an Israelite all along. Remember Joseph? Joseph too? Joseph had been sold into Egypt, and Joseph still kept his loyalty to the Israelites. Moses, the same thing. So I guess they were remembering how Moses grew up. Remember, Pharaoh's daughter raised Moses as her own, and they expected Moses to establish his loyalty to them. But Moses' loyalty was to his people. So I guess they are thinking back. And saying, well, what are the chances that the boys are going to grow up to be strong men, and they are going to avenge us for having done what we did over there in Moab? So they're like, we're taking out all the boys. So they took out all the boys. And remember back in Egypt, that had happened too in Egypt. Overton, where they were slaying all the boys. Remember, Pharaoh had given instructions to slay all the Israelite boys. So now they are sort of doing the same thing, because it is supposed to yield the same result, where when you slay the boys, you destroy the potential for the society to be strong, because the men, being the stronger gender, are going to be the strength and the backbone of the society. So that's what they did. They slew all the boys, slew all the grown women, and kept only the young girls. Took over all the animals, sacrificed what they were supposed to sacrifice, and gave what they were supposed to give to the Levites. Because remember, this is how the Levites got anything, was from the spoils, because the Levites weren't getting any inheritance, and they were responsible for the tabernacle. So when they came with all these animals, a portion of the animals were to be given to the Levites. That's what they get. Yes, Aurelie, killing off the... Yes. Once they slew all the strong men, they have weakened the society. Same thing happened with our black community. Yeah. Same thing happened. Where they either slew all the men, imprisoned them, dehumanized them. And so that is why us as black women are having such a hard time. With our black men. Yeah, many women just settle for them, because there are just so many black men who have gone to prison, been in prison, still in prison, and black women are really we are left to just pick up the slacks, just get by. When it comes to having a relationship with our men, we are like forced to get by. And some of us are not willing to just get by. So we're just like throwing in the towels, and we're like, you know what? To heck with it. But it's because the laws that have been laid down historically have robbed our community of the strength of having our men around. Think about it. Think about it. For those of you who read a lot, who pay attention and don't just follow sheepishly, think about it. Think about the black community 100 years ago. 100 years ago, there were the homes had dads, strong men who lay down the law and say, you know what, this not gonna happen up in here. You understand? The boys learn skills and trades from their fathers and the men of the community. There was strength in the unity of the community. Come on and track down and track the times and track the changes and track the new laws and track all that has happened. Track all that has happened and you will see where the plot has been to disrupt our functionality by taking away our men. And not just taking them away, because it's not like they're taken away and being empowered in any sort of way for them to come back into our lives and make it better. That's not what has happened. They have been removed and dehumanized with incarceration, false imprisonment, incarceration. They have just been stripped of their power. And so they have gotten our men to be submissive to them rather than being the strong men that they once were. And so a lot of men are... The effemination of men is not by chance. It's not by chance that so many of our men find it to be more appealing if they effeminated themselves. It's not by chance. Nothing happens by chance. It's not by chance. This is all a pattern of design intended to achieve what they are achieving, the destruction of our community. Because our community only exists because of us. A community can't exist without human beings to take care of it. A human being community can't exist without us. So their intention is to destroy it, cut it to the core, take out the power out of it. And our power is our men. No matter how you see us women, we say, we can do it by ourselves and we don't need men. We do need our men in our community. We do need them. But what society has succeeded in doing is to disrupt the functionality of our men. Because you see, they have put these laws in place. When a man goes to prison, he is stripped of his rights. Many rights he's stripped off. He's effeminated. He goes to prison for 5 years and he's in prison with another guy. Chances are he's sharing a cell with another guy, and chances are. And he comes out with all these emotional problems and he's angry. It's not necessarily that he's angry at you. It's not that he's necessarily that he's angry at you, the woman. He's angry because of the injustice, because of what society has put him through. And oftentimes they just feel like there is just no way out. I am so angry, I'm just going to end it. And when some are placed back in society, exactly, Aurelie. They are no good for society, they are not good for themselves, and they are not good for us when they come out. When they come out of prison and come back. For them to be reintegrated into society, they would have to be able to have a job. Now they're a felon. They can't get a job. Now, if they can't get a job, they can't earn money to take care of you, of the woman, of their children. They have to start now hustling. They have to start hustling. And this hustling could also involve criminal activities by hustling, just to make sure that they fulfill their role as a husband, as a father, putting food on the table, taking care of their family. They come out and they see that there is danger around. They wanna get a little peace. They want to get a peace. Yeah, they want to get their peace so that they can protect their family. And all of this that they see as a necessity is putting them right back in the place that broke them in the first place. So that's why some men just give up and just say, you know what, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Let them put me there. It's better for me to spend the rest of my life there than for me to be going in and out, because going in and out makes my life no better. In fact, it makes it worse. And us women, we try to accommodate our men. We try to encourage them. Us being the softer gender, we try. But after a man is broken in spirit, heart, mind, and soul, there's nothing we can do. No matter how you love him, you cannot love him enough to give him back that life that he has lost based on society's rules and laws and all of this, because that was the plan from the beginning. Exactly, Earl. You can't fix him. No matter how you love him, you can't fix him. He's broken. And that is how society's laws are created, to ensure that the black man be so broken. He's no good for us as black women. He's no good for his black children. He's no good for society. And so the cycle continues to go on and on and on, because that ensures that they who perpetrate these crimes stay in power. Think I'm lying? Take a look around. Take a look around. And I believe that they got these ideas from the good book, because we see it happening repeatedly in the good book. Yeah, very sad, Angie. We see it happening in the good book, where that is a strategy to effeminate, humiliate, and destroy a whole community. The Egyptians did it. The Israelites did it. We see it. So nobody cannot convince me that with this society doing it, look how many black men are just being slaughtered. Police officers just take them out just for no reason. No reason. When a policeman stops a black man, he's not given the grace. That boy up in, where they call it there, for the July 4th shooting, that white boy, he went up there, he shot and killed all those people who were just watching the parade. And police was able to apprehend him peacefully. Peacefully. That guy, I think his name, Jacob was his name. He was walking to his car. Walking to his car, mind you, he didn't have any weapon in his hands. And he was walking to his car. And they shot him 7 times, paralyzing the fellow. AG, that's the cycle. AG, what's up? How are you doing, my brother AG? So good to see you. Yes, Aurelie, it is the cycle. It is the cycle, because they saw where it worked in the Bible. They saw where it worked. That once you remove the men from the society, you have weakened the society. Look at our black community. Look at our black community, guys. You don't need to look too far. How many single mothers out there? How many single mothers out there? We are raising our children by ourselves. Where are the men? Where are our men? That was the strategy from the beginning, to ensure that our community do not have the strength and the backing of our men. So once they were able to institute laws to remove our men from the society, from our society, they have essentially weakened our society. And now they act as though, oh, black men are cruel and crude, and that is why we have to control them. We don't need your control. It's like they have to control our black men because they're being perceived as savages. But our black men were doing just fine caring for their women and their children and their community until y'all came in and tried to act as though you are gods and you and everybody's supposed to submit to you. And you are supposed to be in charge of everybody and everything. And for you to make sure that your little weak asses maintain that power that you have assumed for yourself. Because nobody granted that to you. But that power you claim to assume for yourself. For you to be able to hold on to that power without the great challenge of strong black men, you decide that you must effeminate them, you must dehumanize them, you must degrade them, you must belittle them. And how you plan on doing this? Yeah? Your strategy was to ensure that you make whatever they did to succeed, you made it illegal. You made it non-existent. Black men lived off their trade. You didn't want them in your schools. Remember? Yeah, guys. You didn't want them in your schools because whatever you were teaching in your schools was just too good for the black man to know. And you didn't want the black man with that power of knowledge to use it. So you excluded the black man out of the schools, right? The black man became master of their trades. Master of their trade. Iron making, wood, working with wood, you name it. They became masters of that those areas, trades with your hands. And what did they do? They turn around. And when they saw that the black man was using his hands and doing trades in woodwork and plumbing and all these things, you know what the white man say? He said, you know, I succeed too much with that. So here what we're going to do. We still have to be in control of y'all. Here what we're going to do. You must have a college degree, a certificate, to be able to do that. Y'all don't come for me. Don't tell me I'm lying. Because it's the truth. He says, you are, even though we are blocking you out of our formal education, our schools, you are still succeeding. Because you're able to work with your hands. So you're still able to care for your family. You're still being there for your family. So we got to find another strategy to ensure that we belittle you and we effeminate you and we take that power from you as much as possible. So what we going to do? All right. This is what we're going to do. You got to have a certificate to become a plumber. You have to have a certificate to become a carpenter. Yeah? You got to have a certificate to become a welder. You got to have a certificate for everything. You got to have a certificate to have a farm. You got to have a certificate. You got to be certified in fertilizer handling and cattle rearing and all of this. You got to have a certificate. You got to have a certificate. And at the same time, the quote unquote the curriculum that they're making for these trades, they are the ones writing them. But they make you go to their school to learn what they are teaching about how to write these curriculum. But then they come and they thrust it on our men and say, here, this is what you have to study. This is what you have to pass this exam for you to be able to get certified in welding. But you ain't go to school to understand the language that is being written here. So when you don't understand the language and you go do this exam and you fail it, they say, you see, I told you they're no good. I told you they don't have the mental alacrity to be able to function. Yeah, they can't. So now you have failed this, you don't get a certificate, you cannot do welding. And you still have your little welding shop up, and they come and they arrest you. And they say you're practicing welding without a license. And they put you in jail. And what does that do to you? So you see, they by another strategy, they have accomplished their goal. They couldn't get you in jail for doing something like stealing or harming somebody. So you see what they got you in jail for? Say you're practicing welding without a license. Say you're practicing carpentry without a license. Say you're practicing plumbing without a license. You're practicing yeah. You have a farm, but you don't have a license for rearing animals. You don't have a license for this, and you don't have a license for that. And for that, they go to jail, and for that, they get a long jail time. And that makes sure they are away from their family. And when they come out, they say, oh, you've been in jail, so we are afraid of you. You have been to prison, so you are a felon. We are afraid of you. Very, very afraid of you. So you cannot practice your welding anymore because you're afraid of going back to prison. And you cannot read and understand the thing that the paperwork for you to get the certification they want you to have. So look at that. You see what has just happened to the black man? And these are the things. See, Blair, my sister, how are you? These are the things that have been happening over the years. And that is primarily why our society as black people is so broken. So broken. Because so many of our men are missing. So many of our men are missing. And women, we have had to pick up the slacks. We have had to raise the boys while daddy is away incarcerated. We have had to raise the boys, and we know as women, we can't give them the strength that daddy would. We try. We try. But we know we can't. And so a lot of our failures as a community has been pre-designed. Because now, when mommy is alone at home with the children, mommy's got to work. When mommy goes to work, the children are often left on their own. The gangs take up with the little boys. The little girls start to have relations early because there's no family structure. I saw somebody do something on TikTok the other day where the white girl and the black girl were doing some kind of a challenge, and they were like, if you're take one step forward if you had a 2-parent household, take one step forward if you were never worried about where you were going to live, if you were never worried about what you were going to eat, if you have never gone hungry, if you have never gone to school, just all these. It was like a social experiment. You know, take a step forward if you have never had these issues. And the white girl was way ahead of her black counterpart because she had a two-parent household. She had never worried about food. She didn't have food insecurity. She never went to her bed without dinner. She had never gone to school hungry. She you know, look at my student. My student coming at the place. I'm waiting to see you with your backpack on your backs. Modest, there is Modest, guys. There is Modest, the lovely Modest. Guys, go follow Modest over on TikTok. Modest have a little series going on over there, say how she returned to school at 32. Modest is so funny. Modest can't understand. Modest say all our professors are younger than her. But anyway, Modest, it don't matter, sister. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. The longest journey begins with the first step. With the first step. So don't worry yourself. You're gonna take it one day at a time, and when it's all over, you will be the victor. So anyway, guys, yes, so where was I before I saw Modest? Yeah, so as I was saying, so in the household, with that experiment that I saw, that social experiment, it surely does say a lot about our community. But a lot of people be like, black people, and a lot of us in our own community say the same nonsense. Hey, black people, the kids grow up with only one parent, and the fathers are in prison, in jail. The fathers are, it's like our men are bad, and our men are savages, and our men are, you know. But these people, they just talk from the surface. They don't understand the laws that have been put in place. They don't understand the history of why the black family went from being strong. I had a patient, his wife went back to school at 75. At 75, well, that's good. Hey, Jojo, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. I hope you had a great night, my friend. How are you doing? So, guys, as I was saying, a lot of people are ready to open their mouths and talk ugly about the black community and how our men are absent and how our women are raising our children by themselves and stuff. Yes, it is true. It is true. But if you think that it is a curse on us, it is not a curse we brought on ourselves. It is not. It is the curse that society pre-designed for us to make sure that we stay at the bottom of the ladder, to make sure that we are the weaker or the weakest of the community groups in society, because the black community was indeed the strongest community. But the white man, they never want to see that. They never wanted that, because they assumed power and authority all on their own. They assumed power and authority over everybody else. And this is why we as brothers and sisters should live in unity, because we were still exactly. They were our first enemies, and now we have become our own enemies, because the frustration and everything, we are destroying each other at such a rapid pace that it looks like we're planning on empty out the black community at the rate at which we are going. Is it out of frustration? Is it out? What is it? What is it? We understand that it was pre-designed by those who believe that they are in authority and it is their role. We need to listen to them. We need to obey what they say, because they are the bosses of us, like. And because they have assumed that role, we as we as black people, that should encourage us even more to stand up for ourselves and stand up for each other. But a lot of us ain't want to hear that. A lot of us don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Yeah. We are too busy destroying each other. We are too busy. We are way, way too busy destroying each other to even pay attention to the real problem. The real problem that is plaguing us. And I tell you, my friends, that too many of our children, they're already growing up with their fathers. They're growing up in households where they're being abused and molested, and mothers are angry, and mothers are not doing their best job at raising the children, and the children go wayward. It's just a cycle. Just keep on. We have got to stop it some way, somehow, because amid all, the people of, say, up until, say, 1970, 80, those people they faced significant obstacles. Nowadays, there are more avenues for the black man to succeed, even if he does not want to go corporate. Or at least some of us are too selfish. That is so true. So right now there are just so many avenues for the black man to succeed that 20 years from now, when I'm sitting in my rocking chair, I don't want to hear the young men saying that, society are hold them back and them can't get to do this and them can't get to do that and all those things. Because the military, men can join the military now. Before, if you were black, if you were a woman, now those opportunities are open for you. Going to school. Men can go to school. Women can go to school, no matter what age. Once upon a time, you could say that you couldn't go because they didn't want black kids in there. What's your excuse now? We don't have that many excuses now as our foreparents did many years ago. And here comes Mikey. Mikey, how are you doing? Mikey from Mikey Laugh is in the place, guys. If you don't have Mikey, go check out Mikey from Mikey Laughs. Her channel on you. Go and check her out, guys. How are you doing, Mikey? Good to see you. We talked about you last night. You never hear your ears ringing as we were talking about you on live last night. We was chatting you. Welcome, my sister. I hope you're having a fabulous, today is what, Wednesday, right? A fabulous. Me said, well, we having husband problems, it look like the husband them, they are jail. They are prison. So we have to do without. Yeah? And are you alone? Lots of us here having husband problems. Me not having no husband problem. Because the husband not here to give me no problem. So I don't have no husband problem. I am perfectly fine without the husband. The husband can go sit one side. And that is the same thing. You're sending that man back to Afghanistan. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, sis? No, don't send him back there. Don't send him back. Something's going to happen. Don't send him back. Keep him. Keep him. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. I see quite a few people have come into the live by this time. We have... what? Okay. Arely say she don't have no husband problem. I agree, Arely. Me neither. No husband problem. We don't have. We good. Making me cook too much. The husband make you cook too much. But it all depends on what you're cooking for the husband. Don't be standing up over the kitchen making no pot roast and this roast and that roast. No, sir. Not stand up in the kitchen do all of that, sis. Don't do all of that. That's too much. That's too much. Don't make the husband give you too much to do. Let me see what time of day it is. Oh, 10 o'clock. We soon come off of the live. We soon. But I thought you said the husband didn't eat too much, so I am having a problem to choose between cooking for him or lose the weight. Well, it all depends on what you cook. You need to start cooking some. You need to start cooking some light food. I cut down on the cooking. Y'all see I didn't even post no cooking videos. I cut down on this cooking and eating all of this. See the belly here? I'm trying to. I have 1 month. I have 1 month to, to take care of the belly, and I am trying to see, but me don't know. Me don't know it's coming like the belly chronic. As according to the doctor, he thinks that maybe I got a rectal separation because of the C-sections. I don't know. That could be true. That could be true. So maybe I'm not gonna get rid of the belly without surgery. I'm not doing no surgery. So the belly is going to have to stay there. Who don't like see, don't look. Simple as that. Big pork eating is not no Mikey. The big pork eating is not going to help the situation. It's not gonna help the situation at all, sis. It's not going to. So you have to change course. Nobody come like Portia say not change course. You have to change course. You have to change course, sister. So it's a pork chops in one. Well, Mikey, if you eat that pork chop, you have to pay the price. You are going to have to pay the price if you eat all that pork chop. So it's up to you to determine whether or not you want to continue eating that pork chop or not. Nobody blame the husband. Don't bother to blame the husband. Veggie and chicken. See, Arely say veggies and chicken. Veggies and chicken. I haven't bought chicken in a long time. Yeah? I make smoothies and I eat fruits and vegetables. But me don't know. It just seemed like in our work. Me don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Because me lose not 1 pound. I ain't lose not 1 pound. Maybe I show me not sweat. I don't know. So make the man go along back where him come from. For him disrupt. Exactly. If him a disrupt your diet, tell him to go back where he. If him disrupting your diet, tell him to go back where him come from. Tell him to go back where him. I didn't see. Were you live this morning? You were live this morning, Mikey? Because me never see, even though me never. I didn't see if you had gone live this morning. Trev, you only stop cook and bake till Christmas. Modest, love me now. Modest, love me now. Love me now. I say Christmas me I gotta do a heap of baking and so. But Christmas, this Christmas I'm gonna be with family. So me not have to worry about making all of this stuff and me have to eat it by myself. Yeah? Yeah, so Joseph load the damn belly. They say when December come, you are bake and yam daily. You know, say a true though. A true. But December, this Christmas, I'm going to be with my family. Some will have somebody to cook and then we eat. That's why I'm exercising. I also have 3 C-section and I have to work on the belly. Yes, I used to. And the funny thing about it, my C-sections went this way. Yeah. So the doctors are, oh, we just think that the muscles have, it has separated because of the C-sections, and so you would have to do surgery to get rid of the belly. But the funny thing is, how comes them end up being separated after so long? Why them choose to separate in the last 3 years? Why them choose to separate in the last 3 years? When they were doing just fine before. You know, that not right. That not right. I know I just have to deal with it. Joseph, I'm not to worry about it. Alright, Joseph, I'm going to stop worry about it. You know, as society, I put these things in our head enough we are worried about our belly, you know. As society, put these things in our head for say we are worried about our belly. When we can always wear a nice shift dress, a nice dress that, that not expose the belly, not make the belly look so bad. Yeah, rather than wearing those close-fitting clothes that's going to show the belly, show up the belly and so. But nothing wrong with a woman having a belly. Nothing wrong with a woman having a belly. I need to take this out of my mind that there is something wrong because I have a belly. I need to take it out of my mind. I need to. It's no good. It's no good that in my mind I'm thinking that something is wrong because I have a belly. I need to take it out of my mind. Oh wow. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, nothing is wrong. We can always find clothes that will enhance our shape. We'll always find clothes to enhance our shape and not stress ourselves about some vain stuff like that, like the belly. But it does come up every now and again, especially when you see a nice suit, a nice outfit that you would like to wear, but you don't think it fit too right. Or just Angie, so I forget one waist trainer. Where is CAD? Where is CAD, guys? CAD has CAD has one of those businesses that sells those things, waist trainers, and you all know CAD, right? Our CAD who is always on my channel. Yes, our sister CAD who is always over here, yeah? CAD has one of those companies, one of those businesses that sells all those things. I need to make one of those advert things for her. I don't know how me I go navigate that, but I'm just letting you all know. That CAD has a business that sells underwear and lingerie and waist trainers and all those things if you are here. And also Modest, your business still up and running. Modest has her Modest Nations business that's going on my channel. There is a video that I did, for my small business support of Sister Modest. I don't know who else here I want small business. Anybody else here? I want small business. And my website needs some revamping. If you all go over there, TrevorEssentials.com. There's some stuff going on over there, but it needs some revamping that I must do before my birthday. What else? So Angie says, I have a belly and no bum. Still happy. That's fine. That is fine. I mean, we have to love ourselves, love our body. Right, Angie? CAD was on last night. She probably listening today too, but she probably driving or so. She's probably driving. Yeah, but I'm sure she will be on. So yeah, she does have a business where she sells those things, So I have to go get one waist trainer from COD. I have a waist trainer that I bought online. Girl, when I put that thing on, I'm dying. I want to wear them. I see some people wear them. It make them look like it's just around their spinal cord. I say, It make you stifle. When you sit down, it's like you can't breathe. No, sir. And it's got to be very close to you to be effective. Yeah, so... But I will see. I will try. Other than that... Oh, Arlie's got a... Alright. Arlie has a shop on Etsy. What's your shop on Etsy name, Arlie?
You should be ashamed of yourself. Look at what you do.
What's the name of your shop on Etsy, Arlie? So come on, guys, come on. Auntie Chris, for those of you who haven't seen Auntie Chris, there is Auntie Chris from Auntie Chris's Kitchen on YouTube. Auntie Chris's Kitchen on YouTube, you know, Auntie Chris sells her jerk sauce. She sells her jerk sauce, and also she does catering. All right, same Aurelie's Delight on Etsy. Who is this? On Etsy, you can find Aurelie at Aurelie's Delight. Etsy. Oh, you got one too, Angie? Oh, wow. Let me get my book and start right down. Wait, where my phone there? Oh, you all are. Hold on there, guys. Let me make a note right here. Let me create a note right here. So, Angie, you on Etsy, Angie? Aurelie's Kitchen. Aurelie's Delights. Okay. Who else? Who else is here who has a small business? I know Modest as Modest Nation. And I know Kat doesn't have a channel, but she does have a small business where she sells lingerie and all those things and stuff like that. Angie said no waist trainer. For who? For me? Me can't manage a waist trainer because me can't breathe. I don't want nothing that's going to impair my breathing. Yeah, but me that love something that just eliminates. Because you know I'm always buying those clothes that are like straight dresses and stuff, and I can't wear them no more because them just don't look right. And when you have the belly, it sort of changes your shape, so you don't look like that anymore. You know, you kind of look a little different. Waist trainer go cut up. Mr. Modest, girl, I can tell you. A girl, I bought one. I go down in that thing and zip it up, and boy, I couldn't breathe. Me say, no, sir. And my poor organs must be inside of me suffocating and asking what is happening to them. No, sir. I said, for the sake of pleasing somebody else's eyes, I'm not going to kill myself like this. No, sir. I say, I can't do this. I can't. Up under my ribs, something was digging out up underneath my ribs and stuff. And then right up, right up underneath your breast right here, a little bulge come up right. I said no. I said no. I said no. In the name of Jesus, we ain't doing this. We are not doing this. What? No, Arlie. I could not do it. I couldn't do it at all. It was hurting me. If I can find one that does not give that effect, then that would be good. But no, sir. These ones that they're selling, I think I need to get one that is full. I have a full one, but it not fit under everything. And it has those little straps that come over the breast part, and it goes down, and then it's like a shorts. But the material is not as firm. The material is not as firm. Let me see. My sweet darling, M&G, did you respond to my text? Let me see. Oh, I'm waiting for you to respond to my text so we can talk. Okay, so we can talk. We got stuff to talk about, sis. Mr. Modest, your breast gone up in your neck. It push up your breast them all the way up. So make you look so false. So fake. You know, look natural. You know, look. No, sir, me not like it. Me not like. It's true, man. It's true, Aurelie. I don't know how people, when I see people with them on, you see how different they look. You see how different they look. You see how fake they look. Yeah. So I'm just like, don't look right. It don't look right. Don't look right at all. Don't look right at all. I'm going now, Sister. Okay, my darling, no problem. No problem. I'm gonna wait to hear you. You tell me what you got, and let's work with it. Let us talk on off the air. And guys, wait, let me see what time it is now. We have 7 more minutes to go. 7 minutes to go in the live. If you are new here, if you're just coming on the live, don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to, communicate in the chat. Let's chat in the chat. We already read the Bible, and we were talking about the existence of or the prevalence of single parent households in the black community, and how the white people must have gotten all this idea from the Bible, because it happened in Egypt, it happened in it's now happening in Moab, where they are slaying all the boys and eliminating the potential for these boys to grow up and take revenge for what has happened to their communities. Yeah, and it is happening now. It's just that they're not going around with swords and slaying. They are going around with guns, and they are slaying, and they are also using the prison system to rob the black community of our men. All are true. Then when you figure bathroom, me say, when you figure bathroom, Modest, me not make nothing suffocate me. Me agree. When you figure bathroom, you have to take off your whole clothes. You have to take off. You have to take off everything when you figure bathroom. You have to take off everything. You can't just go bathroom. Yeah, me can't do it. I can't do it. Something got to give where the belly is concerned, but it's not going to be my life. Something got to give, but it's not going to be, it is not going to be my life. I like how, if it gives you that smooth look, it gives you that smooth look underneath your clothes, the clothes seem form-fitting and all of that. But to me, it's not worth it. I'm over here. I'm over here looking at Etsy. What you that after them dolly they Trev? We are telling eggs. Exactly. After the dolly them, only the dolly them to wear them things there. Boy, I tell you, we can't. We can't. That is surely for the dollies. We can't do that at all. Oh my gosh. I just have to dream and remember my former size. Watch it. I just said she a sugar kid. I just said only the dolly them can keep up with that. Exactly. Only the dollies are keeping up with it too. Because I don't think they mind suffocating their organs in the name of beauty. Well, me mind. Me not suffocating my organs. Me can't do it. But I do need something that's going to, I do need something, but not those stifling, suffocating stuff. And the fabric that some of them are made of, the fabric don't seem like it can breathe. It's almost like a thick, like some kind of thick, almost like a cross between leather and plastic. A thick thing. I can't do it. And then they have this one that everybody's going crazy over with the wrap, where you wrap your belly, you wrap your belly with that thing, and then when you wrap it, your butt look fake. Your butt just look like fake. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot do it at all. I cannot keep up with it, my friends. But I want to say kudos to all of you who are able to do that. Those of you who are able to keep up, kudos to you. I cannot, and I'm not going to even try. I need to get me something, but not something that is going to be so stifling. All right? Yeah, guys, so that's going to be it for us for today. We have had a very good live this morning. I sincerely appreciate everybody who came in. All of your contributions to the live. I appreciate it. You all can go ahead and read chapter 33 on your own, because chapter 33 is actually, it's 56 verses long. Trev, you know, I have to worry about your butt looking fierce, because exactly. Me not have no butt to start with. But the way how it now fall naturally when you have on that thing, it just like one little mountain. Just come. Like one little mountain just come over. So I'm not a fan of that. I like the natural fall of my body. I like how my body falls in place naturally. So that's how I'm keeping it. But guys, for tomorrow, we're going to do Swords in and Bible Trivia tomorrow. Don't forget when we do Swords in and tomorrow, it's going to be questions. Just questions about what we read. What we read in the last 6 chapters. Yeah, I'm just going to be asking you questions tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to start I'm going to say 4. Once I come home, sleep and wake. And then 4 on my way, like before I get to work, we will do this. So if you have been following us in the reading, I hope you have been taking notes, so you know how many days, how many people, how many women, how many this, how many that, and what happened here, what happened there, where they were, who said what, who did this. Yes, that's what we're going to do tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So be prepared to come in and answer the questions. We won't have a lot of time, so I'm expecting you all to answer the questions like that. I'm giving 10 seconds per question. 10 seconds per question for you all to answer. That's what we're going to do tomorrow afternoon at 4. Until next time, my friends, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. Have yourselves a fabulous day, guys, and whatever you do, be good to yourselves and be good to each other.